What is this? The daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. Anime adaptation announced for 2025. What? Oh my god. What is this? How do they keep making it? What is this? Middle-aged online shopper. How can you take something this boring and then make something even more boring? I'll be watching. Of course you will. Of course you will. Who's doing this? What is the studio? What? I don't even know. I don't even know what is this. Who's making these? I think all you need to do is again look at my previous video I made on the state of anime. I think the anime industry right now has extremely little risk. I think people are adapting things that they know will work. So this is an established IP. They are pouring money into studios that are known to like pick up big projects. So think like Mappa, right? And number three, it's freaking stuff like this. The isekais are a meme, okay? But they are a meme because they genuinely just keep coming out. Why are there so many isekais? This is like a freaking cheat code. You just write a story, literally at the end add in another world, and suddenly your sales go up like 300%. What is this? This isn't even an anime thing. Who was even reading it? That's what I mean. I think like isekai is genuinely a thing you can add to for a while. I'm gonna leak the secret. For a little while on YouTube, you could make any video and call it retrospective, and it would get more views. Guilty as charged. But I think this is that for anime and manga. I hate this. I can't stand isekais. They're all the same story and you can't convince me. I think there are very few isekais that are actually good. I think Log Horizon is one, because it mostly focuses on the actual integration into the other world and the politics and like all the human drama that comes from that. I think Log Horizon is really good, actually. I think the core principle of SAO is also really interesting, but it's also it's like really short-lived, right? Because then they move on to the like the AI stuff and everything like that. So that doesn't really count. Yeah, that's about it. Let me look at the best isekais. Maybe I'm forgetting something. Because I think like one benefit of a good isekai is you might even forget that it's really like another world. And that's what I mean by Log Horizon, right? Like Log Horizon, it doesn't... Let me put it this way. The problem with isekais is that they are a story that just exists, but it, for some arbitrary reason, takes place in another world because, and I'm gonna be rude here, because I think these authors have no idea how to do proper world building. So what they do is they literally just like, why is this a fantasy world? Why does it exist? I don't know, you tell me. They're just in it. Poof. Magic, right? I think that's what they do. And that's a problem with like a lot of isekais, that they never actually... There's no reason for it taking place in another world, right? Whereas Log Horizon, it takes place in another world, and you're sort of supposed to forget about the fact that it takes place in another world, but the core principle of everything that happens is these people trying to understand how are we going to live in this new world, and they're like trying to decipher the rules, you know? It's kind of like the best of both worlds. You're supposed to forget about like some sort of escape, some sort of how do we get out of here, why are we in this virtual world, what even is this, while at the same time constantly dealing with the ramifications of this being a different world. That's why Log Horizon is peak fiction. And most other isekai are... No, let's not finish that sentence. Best isekai. I haven't seen the Slime isekai. Rising of Shield Hero, I watched the first season. I thought it was the middest mid of all mids. Jobless Reincarnation, I also haven't seen. Log Horizon is peak. This looks trash. I don't know what that is. Overlord's... It's alright. ReZero. I think this is like one of my hottest takes ever. I don't really get the appeal of ReZero. I know a lot of people really like it. I don't get the appeal. I think I'm basically up to date with it, because there's more stuff coming out, right? Right? I'm pretty sure there's like a new season coming out any moment now. It's alright. I don't get it. I don't get it. My favorites are absolutely still Log Horizon and SAO. And that's about it. All the others are kind of like... Maybe I've missed like a diamond in the rough. Because like I said, with a lot of isekais, you don't even really think about the fact that it's an isekai, right? Like freaking Narnia is an isekai. Narnia. Harry Potter in many ways is an isekai. Because it's a magical world that you just got transported to for some arbitrary reason. A lot of these stories that are isekais are kind of just like a... It's not really an isekai, you know? So, did you see the Slime anime is getting a game in like a month or so? No, but I know that the Slime anime is very popular. Isn't most isekai just a wish fulfillment? The main character is the plainest possible so the audience can project themselves onto? Exactly right. Exactly right. There's a whole thing about like this sort of character in anime in general. There's like a lot of very dark stuff you can look up and read. But it is that. A lot of these characters are purposely bland so that you can project yourself onto them, right? And that's why a lot of these isekais... I don't want to Google this, but I will. Oh, no, I cannot... It says not safe for work edition. I don't think I can... How do I hide that? That's why this exists. This is the epitome of what you mean. I wish I did not know about this, but it does exist. And that is why I think the best isekai are basically what I said about dealing with the ramifications of like a different world. So like in SAO, that was permanent death, right? Like trying to escape the game, and once they escape the game, well, that's when the whole, you know, like cascading stuff happens. In Log Horizon, it's integrating into the other world, and like most mid isekai will just use isekai as a crutch for not doing any world building. So instead of like asking interesting questions about why am I here, or rather not why am I here, but why am I doing anything, you know, there's like no intrinsic drive for the characters, and the only crutch they can stand on is, I am in this new world, what is this? It's like the most basic question you can ask that doesn't actually have like any purpose behind it. Matrix is reverse isekai, something like that, yeah. Something like that. I mean, the idea of an isekai, I think, is really compelling. I think it is. And I think you'd be lying if you didn't admit that, like, a lot of the time, you do fantasize about, like, random locations you could somehow get to, right? Like, I'm sorry, if you were a kid and didn't think about potentially being in Hogwarts, you are lying. You're lying. Simple as that. So the appeal of an isekai is perfectly understandable. The problem is, like, I think a lot of them are just not compelling. You know, it's not even a matter of being good or bad. It's just that they're not compelling. Because they don't ask any, like, interesting questions at all. It's just some kind of weird thing about I'm in another world and I'm this quirky character. And that's it. How about future settings? I think a future isekai could be interesting. Like, you are transported into the future. Also, my hair is being really annoying. I'd be a dark wizard with a Horcrux in a heartbeat. Bro, isn't like the... I mean, we still don't know how to make a Horcrux, I guess. That was never confirmed. I wouldn't be a dark wizard. It takes too much work. You gotta master, like, all these banned arts, and if you get caught, you're gonna get sent to Azkaban? Why would you do that? Azkaban's a bad place. Isekais make me real mad. I just spent freaking... Oh my god. Twitter just activated my trap card I saw in Isekai.